Everyone, we're now looking at the second segment of the first knockout day of the USA2, USA1 trials, and USA2 trials. Right now, we're watching USA2 under 26, the second segment, Team Eckert versus Team Young. Eckert leading 68-12, and joining us in commentary, Michael Berkowitz. He is a member of one of the strongest bridge clans in bridge, the Berkowitz Bridge Clan, featuring David Berkowitz, Lisa Berkowitz, and Dana Berkowitz. He is an acclaimed professional bridge instructor at Bridge with Larry Cohen. He is also an ACBL Bulletin columnist. Welcome, Michael Berkowitz. Thanks for joining us in commentary.
Thank you so much for that nice introduction.
Exciting board, this first one, at least at one table.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's a weird looking two clubs for a lot of people who are newer to bridge. I'm assuming they're playing some type of precision here, or something. Some strong, something where one club is their strong bid. So two clubs is natural.
Diamond is actually their strong. They're playing a strong diamond. They play a strong diamond, but you can finish your thought first before I add on to that.
So two clubs was natural, and I guess it could be as weak as this hand. I don't really know whether he meant that this hand is sort of mixed or preemptive. You could take it any number of ways. But red against white, I think he means it as constructive, which allows this three club bid to be Michaels-ish. And then South had a problem, which was how high to go with a South hand opposite a Michaels bid. They chose sort of an interesting five spades call.
Five spades asking for a club control, perhaps?
Yeah, certainly a reasonable interpretation of it. Often jumps to five of a fit, ask about the thing that's missing, and here that would be a club control. But they also just don't have any generic slam try, so they might not have that agreement there. Yep. And North chose to go to six. I don't know that I would have chosen that.
Maybe North did interpret, strictly five spades as strictly just asking for a club control, but the two club opening really causes some problems.
Yeah. But yeah, the North hand has no key cards. Like, you need ace, king of spades. I mean, like, you need, assuming you're losing a club, you need ace, king of spades, ace of hearts, not a third round heart loser, and ace of diamonds. That's a lot to ask for from partner. But yeah, that's what the two clubs preempt kind of bid worked over here fantastically.
Yeah.
That is a really good point.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know, but so can you tell me what two clubs was alerted as in terms of point range?
So it's 5 to 9 high card points. I like how you mentioned like it was pretty sound vulnerable. I promise you that this two clubs bid, like I've played against this East-West pair plenty. Julius mentored West in the past. I don't think the vulnerability affected this two clubs call at all.
West is a cowboy. West will Isaac will bid what Isaac wants when Isaac wants to. It often works and it sometimes doesn't. So
yeah, in the context of that, I really don't love North's actions here. Since it's a weak bid, the general rule is we don't want to make a weak call over a weak call. Mm-hmm. And North did that and then kind of continued going. As we mentioned, that they needed a lot from their partner to make a slam. I think North might have just passed the first time around and come back in later when it knew what was going on.
Certainly.
It was a hard hand, but also you were 6-5, so I can understand. Because you might be worried like it goes two clubs all pass, and all of a sudden like partner with like a random 14 count might not be able to act, and we might just make fourth of a major opposite that just based on my shape.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Also, note the alert on one heart. One heart is actually so East West are playing a very unique system. Sorry, if you can hover over the one heart alert. Okay. They on fourth chair maybe they changed it a bit. So this entire event, there have been two partnerships which have been marked as playing highly unusual methods. You need to prepare specific defenses against these people. One of them is, one of them is what do you call it? Part of we might have seen them in the earlier match. But they play the same thing with Joker and Brad Monster, in which they play precision in some chairs, they play 2 or 1 in some chairs. The other one is this East-West partnership, who are playing this home built strong diamond by West, in which their diamond is strong, their one club is pretty nebulous, their one heart is 8 to 11 points with 4 or more hearts in first, second, and third, and maybe third chair, and their spade is sort of more natural, and their preamps are pretty much just sort of like it's sort of like what do you call it? It's basically like a robot. Like, does it meet these criteria? Does it have some number of high card points? Does it have at least 5 to suit? Fantastic, it's a preempt. So, and there's not really much regard for suit quality and shape beyond that in terms of their 2-level preempts, at least.
Yeah. When we're watching stuff like this, I think it's great. I love that people are excited about trying to create their own bidding system. They're trying to do weird stuff. They're willing to study it and put in the work. But for those of you who might be intermediate players, who might be thinking about, oh, what do I need to do to take the next step? Understand that this is like a sideshow. It is not really how to get better or how to take the next step in your bridge playing ability. But if you are a geek about bridge, and I'm a geek about bridge, so I like doing this stuff, then certainly you can get lost in all of this system stuff. But we'll try to translate it back to what is normal. And when you face these types of systems, don't freak out about it. It's unlikely that it's going to make that big a difference. You're going to try to bid as best as you can. You're going to have auctions like this, where they bid a heart and no trump 2 hearts. They had a normal auction. Sometimes that happens. You just have to relax a little bit, because I know people get very panicked when they see these systems.
This next board will be exciting because I'm seeing the other table, and I know East has a systemic 1 heart opening, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe West might make a game forcing really perhaps opposite that, and then they might be reeling their way to God knows what. But of course, North also has a really good hand with 7 spades, excuse me.
Yeah, North-South make 4 spades, and East-West make 5 diamonds. Maybe?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. And look at this, and look at the secondary table. We had our 2 hearts preempt instead with the East hand. I think they know their opponent, so they're trying to match the action somewhat. Or maybe it might also be like they're trying to make up some of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And North found a vulnerable 3-spade call over the 2-no trump strength showing bid. And yeah, no idea where it's going from here.
This is certainly the Wild West, this match.
Specifically. There's a lot of action, and it's all happening very fast. So we apologize if we're like a little behind.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have found the 3-spade bid at the secondary table.
It worked fantastic. I was about to ponder on what Sal should perhaps consider doing over five diamonds. We do have 2 aces over here.
Yeah, they might take it seriously for sure. I kind of like the 3-spade call in that your opponents, again, white against red, could just be trying to steal from you. And 2 no trump is one of the more common ways of psyching here, because if it goes 2 hearts past 4 hearts, it's very tempting to just bid 4 spades no matter what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they bid 2 no trump and then 4 hearts, then they might talk you out of that type of sacrifice. Oh, we got 1 level too high.
Yep, they took the push over 5 spades, which will not work.
I don't know that I would have started with 2 no over 2 hearts, depending on exactly what our style is with week 2s. I mean, I don't know. You hit partner with the ace of hearts, you're kind of good. I might just start with 3 diamonds and try to get any semblance of information.
I don't know. Is there a way realistically you can figure out that you want to be in 6 diamonds? Like, you need partner to have ace queen 6 of hearts pretty much.
Yeah,
and hearts to behave, presumably.
You need hearts to behave. You would like you could potentially exclusion in spades, but I don't think your partner's gonna let you play 6 diamonds after that.
Certainly not. Yeah. I don't think you can be scientific about it, but I don't know that I would want to play hearts.
I agree.
Particularly when partner opens first seat fave. I mean, they're going to open one heart with any breathing 9 or 10 count with good hearts.
It might have been maybe that Tuna Trump was like an Augustish response, and maybe they were trying to figure out like if partner shows a good suit, maybe now our chances are that the heart suit is running. I might be able to bid 6 diamonds now in my own hand. Whereas if partner shows a bad suit, maybe I just park the brakes and bid 5 diamonds or something.
Yeah. And we don't know their methods entirely, so it's possible that they're playing 3 diamonds and not forcing, which is
this is not good. Yeah. Look at the main table. West made sort of a takeout-oriented double, and I don't know if it's clear what he should be doing over this.
What did it go? 1 heart pass, 2 clubs.
2 clubs, 2 spades, 3 spades. They're going to defend 3 spades double, and it's going to make the up trick, if not more.
Oh my!
They're going to lose what? 2 clubs in its heart. That's it.
I am a little perplexed about that double.
Yeah, me too. But this goes to show a sort of interesting theory is that when you want to get doubled, you go slow like this. I mean, North could have preempted 3 spades, but this sort of slow action gave the opponents just enough room to think that maybe they were on the same page about something. But yeah, the double here seems ambitious.
Yeah. Well, similarly, the pass looking at king third of spades.
Well, what is 1 heart and what is 2 clubs? Let's look at what the beginning of this auction was.
So 4 hearts was just basically an 8 to 11. It's basically like the general 8 to 11 points. It just promises 4 hearts, so they open all 8 to 11 counts in this position. Yeah. I mean, most of them. And 2 clubs was just artificial game forcing, nothing about clubs. This put them in relay territory, and 2 spades broke the relay pretty much.
Yeah. The danger of these types of auctions when you're playing a lot of system, but I think that West, having not shown diamonds yet, needed to stick in a 4 diamond call.
I wonder if maybe West was hoping that double would be pulled to 3-no trump with the hyper frequency, probably thinking that, well, they're not going to peel clubs, they're probably not going to peel hearts, so if one is a spade stopper and like a diamond, we might just make 3-no trump, and it might have been like more of a do something intelligent double.
But your partner, sorry, go ahead, Julie.
Do we think that the pass by East denied a minor? Do we think that sort of promises like a 5-3-3-2 type? I mean, obviously West has so many diamonds, it doesn't really matter, but like the 12 card diamond fit makes it particularly bad. You know, makes it particularly the case that they're making so many spades. So I don't know if East was supposed to, if East's pass suggested that, I don't know, he'd be willing to. I'm not sure. Like he's at the bottom of the range.
They're gonna make 5. Yeah. They did not knock out the ace of hearts in time. West tried to cash the ace of diamonds, and that got roughed. And now there's gonna be a pitch incoming.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a really costly board. They're vulnerable. 14 imps. Wow.
14 much needed imps for the north-south pair.
Absolutely. That more than doubles their tally so far. At this table, we saw the auction 1 heart pass, 1 spade. I mean, no, 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no. What do you think about the decision to bid a spade and then pass no trump?
I would rebid 2 spades with the north hand. I think it's more likely my hand will take tricks if I have a trump suit to contribute to the party, but I'm often wrong on those.
I'm with you, Julie. I think 1 spade is automatic. I don't think you would find anyone in a room full of bridge professionals who would not respond 1 spade with his hand.
South must have misclicked, right? South passed.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Do we know if undos are allowed in this event?
I think I think undos are allowed in the auction quickly. If it's the same as the non-junior, the adult trials. I don't know what to call this.
I wonder. I mean, is that ever a tactical pass?
Maybe. It's strange.
Feels like a strange time to do it. Second quarter, second, third, whatever board.
I mean,
misclicks are allowed. Again, we don't know for sure, but that is.
But undos are allowed in bidding.
North certainly has their partner covered.
Yeah, I mean, white against red. You have a 5-card spade suit headed by the ace. You might as well bid it.
Yeah, partner's pass hand especially.
South's going to have a hard time not going a little crazy here. So I think 3 diamonds is or
maybe 2 hearts.
2 hearts, yeah. I don't know what they play their various cubids are.
Mm-hmm. Well, 2 diamonds is artificial. It's not showing diamonds. It's a heart race. So hearts is the only cubid they have. Maybe 2-no trump if they have that also.
Yeah, 2-no trump usually is a 4-card raise, I would think, but
that is correct.
Here 2 hearts seems like a clear call. And then the question is, do they let them off the hook if they bid only 2 spades, or do they raise it again?
I don't think so. I mean, South is probably pondering that. I mean, like, I wonder if South. I mean, we've not seen a director call. I mean, obviously, a director call at this point of the auction would be pretty. I don't get this. I don't get it.
What's going on?
Are they looking at the right hand?
This is a very strange approach from South.
Wait, what? 2 diamonds passed out, and 2 diamonds was a raise in hearts. I mean, like, it's gonna.
We're watching what they're seeing as players, right?
Yeah, I mean, the 1 heart bid is systemic. I promise you that. The 1 spade overcall. I mean, it does make sense. I guess. No, I don't have an explanation, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have an explanation for this for the bid or anything.
Well, 2 hearts was either a 3-card limit raise, or sorry, 2 diamonds was either a 3-card limit raise, 3-card raise, or an invite in hearts with only 3 hearts. I think the pass of 2 diamonds was on purpose. I'm not sure what South's doing, but I think Isaac is gaming.
But East was an unpassed hand.
But is it limited, this raise?
I don't know, because I mean, East might be thinking about just going to game with their hand.
It doesn't sound.
8 to 11.
Oh wait, either a 3-card. Oh, okay. I think I understand. When they say 3-card raise in hearts, I think they mean like what would have been a 2 hearts normally. Maybe 1 heart, maybe 2 hearts shows. So maybe 2 hearts is stronger. Yeah, maybe 2 hearts is a stronger bid.
So 2 diamonds is limited to constructive and doesn't.
Okay.
And West only has 4 hearts, so if he's limited to 3 hearts, and I think Isaac, looking at his Queen Jack 4th and diamonds, said good here.
Yeah, I'm not Queen spades. It felt like his partner probably had diamonds.
Fair, good point.
I wonder.
Yeah, if East can have 4, I don't know.
East could have spade. I don't know. It wasn't a spade raise. This all is a little.
I wonder what North is what North was thinking about at this point in the hand. Like, I mean, they might be on the same page as us now of this 2 diamonds bid, but like, their partners turned up with the Ace King of diamonds. It's a past hand. Meanwhile, East. So what does that give East? Like, they have Ace King Queen Jack of clubs, King of spades, another heart on her. Like, they're almost looking at like an 18 or 19 count, if not more, from the East end. And then, spoiler alert, partner has Ace King of hearts too.
Well, when all is said and done, they're gonna win 2 for their efforts, something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Right. We've all missorted our hand before, so let's not worry too much about it.
Yeah.
Looks like the next board is another Ace King Queen Jack tight. That's funny.
I do have a friend who's claimed he's never missorted his hand, but I think he's a liar.
What do you think about the auction at the other table? It was a hard spade 2 diamonds 3-no.
Opening 1 heart with the West hand, if you're playing a standardish system, it's a little light. Not a lot. I think it's close.
I
Would
think
you open it?
I would. I mean, I'm kind of a rule of 20 kind of gal. Their suits are so good.
The suits are very good. I agree. The 3 no trump call seems sort of normal. 13 high, a good 13, and both other suits covered.
Yeah.
And they were able to make it. Let's see, 4 spade tricks. You can take 4 heart tricks. Well, no, you can't on this layout.
You just
It's
the other
set
table
up
went after
diamond.
diamonds, so 3 diamonds, 4 spades, and 2 hearts is sort of what they is. I think something like that is what they got.
Yeah, that'll do it.
The clubs
You,
are
you have
also,
enough spot cards and clubs to prevent anything bad from happening.
Yep.
All right, Sriram, want to give us that alert on 1 spade?
Yep. So as one of the people who's played against this partnership the most, I can actually describe this, unfortunately, pretty well. So their 2 clubs is usually their artificial game forcing relay, and their 1 no trump is also includes some, I think, of some game forcing hands in general. So 1 spade is basically like they're forcing no trump in a way. I mean, like the equivalent of that. But usually basically suggests like, hey, I don't have game interest. I kind of want to sign off. But I'm also not sure with what kind of what kind of game forcing hands they use 1 spade versus 2 clubs. I've not learned that distinction yet. I probably will never learn that distinction, I think.
You know, I'm like 2 hours behind you guys. It's too early in the morning for this stuff.
I'm on the West Coast too, just so you know.
Okay.
I remember at some point, when I was mentoring with Isaac in my group, this was a couple of years ago, the last junior cycle, and he was playing with Robert West. And I remember having just these long conversations about, quite literally, it's so basic, whether it was worth it to whether the system was worth it with how many alerts you were going to have to do and how long and complicated the alerts were going to be, especially on an online platform. But I think honestly Isaac has stuck to his guns given the length of the alert there. I don't think that has deterred him, and good for Kai for jumping on board.
I don't know if Lovebridge has it built in, but there are some platforms that have pre-built in like explanations of your alerts, which is a nice feature if you're going to play an alert that requires that much explanation.
You can definitely save meanings in Lovebridge. I thought it used to be limited to like 10. Maybe it's more than that though. I could be
Ooh, can we swap to the other table for a moment? I think the card play will be interesting. While they relay their way. So we had I assume Tuner Trump might have been alerted as not promising 4 spades, or was it promising 4 spades? Okay, promises 4 spades. But let's take a look at the play over here. I mean, you kind of want though, you only have the diamond suit. I mean, like, that's a really light and white with the 7 count. I mean, it is a king, queen, jack 5th, but this is the problem.
Yeah. So a good job by East to hold up twice in the suit. The Claire is going to hope that the King of Hearts is onside.
Probably their most realistic shot. Also, West did not double 2 clubs, which I thought was an interesting decision with King Jack 10 5th.
I think, they're pretty comfortable with both major suit leads as well, although it seems unlikely East is leading a major on this auction.
Yeah.
Unless they've got a solid, Queen Jack 10 or whatever, which means they're leading it anyways.
Yeah. But what was the order of diamonds played by West? Was it 2 and 4 or 4 and 2?
I didn't see.
So it was 2, 4, 5. So maybe they might have suggested that they want a club at this point.
Yeah, there's some interesting carding things here. So often, your partner leads versus no trump and dummies winning the trick. You often give count, but here, that's not really that helpful. It's king, queen, jack 5th and dummy. Opening leaders looking at whatever they are in diamonds. They don't really need the count. So I kind of agree that West should maybe be giving suit preference, but only if they are definitely on the same page. at the same time, he has a preference for everything. He wants East to switch to whatever he has a card in, or multiple cards in.
Yeah, but four hearts doubled. Look,
that's not good.
And now a heart will come back, I assume. Maybe a club.
Club seems safe.
He might be giving pair free finesse, which you're not entitled to, but
yeah, he's locked out a dummy.
That's true. A heart back might have been the safest play.
West feels like he's gonna get end played eventually, anyways. But East does have the Jack of Spades.
Is four hearts doubled? How's that gonna play?
Oh, they got to four hearts at the other table.
Yeah, I know it's just down on a diamond rough. Diamond club. But that might be
and another heart. They can't avoid losing at least the king of hearts.
At least.
They missed Reno Trump, I guess.
So we're getting this match. When we watch the, I hesitate to say adults because this is under 26, so these are not children anymore. But when we watch, the big boy trials, we see a swing like 81-14 in the first set, and we're like, oh well, this is going to be over quickly. But USA2 juniors, man, this ain't over. At this point, because we see that a bunch of imps are going back to the North-South team on this board. Reno Trump looks like it's going to be
down 3 red.
That's not going to be good. So more imps swinging to the pair that needs them.
Yeah. And of course, four hearts double is going to be a fantastic result compared to 3 Trump making. They're getting some really big numbers. I mean, I'm assuming that they're not going to reach 3 Trump on these cards at the other table.
Right. So lots of big results going the other way that they went in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sort of, somewhat speaks to the low averages in a way. Obviously, it's only been 20 boards, but when you have such an anti-field system like Isaac and Kai do, you often kind of see some big sets and then you see some big bad sets, and it, things you kind of get the momentum going and things are just working, and then easily the next quarter things are just not working. It can fizzle out sort of quickly.
I always think that if you think that you're an underdog, you want to be playing this type of system. If you think that you're a favorite, you probably want to be doing fewer weird things. So that's always the dilemma you face. But it's also why I used to work in bridge clubs all the time, and young players would come in playing systems like this, and the players would all get upset. And I'd say, you don't want to be upset. They play their cards really well. Like, don't be upset that they're playing a weird system, because that's how they're going to get their bad results, as opposed to through card play.
That's funny.
Yeah. So here we see a slightly more normal 1-no Trump.
Yeah, and the pretty normal heart lead on this auction.
Yeah.
Yep, south evaluated not in white, and they're going to do much better for that, because 1-no Trump as it is may go down. Actually, maybe not on this lead. 2 hearts, 2 spades, a diamond. You can play a diamond up once at least. You might be able to sneak another diamond maybe if they don't win the second 8. They don't win the ace.
That was an understandable, but that play is going to make this interesting. I foresaw this maybe happening against 3-no Trump, but now they're going to take a lot of tricks.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting problem for the West hand on trick 1 of whether to play the king and hope that your partner has the queen or the ace. It feels right, but it certainly doesn't work well.
Well, so West is looking at a 10 count, dummy hits with 7. Let's say North, South are playing a 15 to 17 no trump. Partner's got 6 to 8 points, something like that. I think I would also play the king, I have to say.
Well, we can break out our friend the rule of 11 on this.
Love it. Second time today we've talked about that.
Yeah.
There are 3 higher hearts in both hands, the north and the east hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would play the king. I think it's 2 to 1. Because you just need East to have one or the other. I mean, that said, let's say your partner does have the ace of hearts. Is ducking really a problem?
I think I would actually duck because, again, it's imp. So if I'm reading this contract, I'm first going to assume partner has ace of diamonds and that partner does not have ace doubleton of diamonds, wherein they can just get 4 diamond tricks and like a bunch of stuff. And in which case, I'm already thinking the defense, any potential defense will be involved locking out the dummy. I just want to be really safe and ensure that and basically I'm making a statement that I think I'm just going to play safe in case partner doesn't have the ace or queen of hearts, which admittedly is low odds but not impossible. And we're not going to be running the heart suit anyways.
It's a really interesting problem, and you might block the suit doing that, and your partner doesn't have that many entries. Because as you mentioned, your partner only has about an 8 count. So it's all interesting. I don't know what the right answer is, but certainly a dilemma.
I think it is a better match point problem.
Yeah, it's a match point. It's definitely an interesting match point problem.
Right. Defending one no trump, it's not an interesting problem at IMS. But we see that at the other table, they didn't lead a heart, which avoided this problem for their partner.
Because they had a statement option, and North actually bid 2 hearts. So they elected to lead the 10 of diamonds from ace 10 third, but they didn't have that problem. They never touched hearts the entire time.
Yeah, they avoided giving their partner that dilemma. All right, more action, and now we see the match is getting interesting. We're at 29 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the margin is 29, and that's only with 6 results in.
Yeah.
So the secondary table had a pretty normal small-in auction to get to 3-0, and with king third of spades on side, it doesn't look too interesting. King of clubs is also on side in case it becomes relevant. Although the heart suit is interesting at best.
It's really funny because it's the second hand in a row where West had a real potentially nice double of 2 clubs after his statement, and they rejected it. Like
this one, the other one I understand more because you had king third and king and 1 in the majors, and you don't want to dissuade partner from leading from queen 10 fifth of a major. Here, you really don't want partner leading anything but a club. Unless he has a self-sufficient suit, which he should lead anyways, looking at that in an entry. So I understand it more on the previous board. This one, this one, though, you double 2 clubs and then they just redouble and wrap it. So, there's not really a lot of winning.
You're going to see a swing, actually. Look, the main table is playing 2-no trump. The one heart might have put them out of their comfort range, and now North elected a really timid 2-no trump with a 17 count. And South had a pretty reasonable pass.
Yeah. This is the consequences of these light opening bids is, bidding as an advancer and overcaller is much harder. North might have just shot out 3-no trump and said, forget this. But they have to have a little bit of confidence that their partner's 1 spade bid is at least this good, which,
Well, even if it's this good without the queen of diamonds, you're still in decent shape.
Yeah. You've got chances. So I think, the 2-no trump seems a little bit pessimistic. Particularly the jack of spades. The jack of spades is a nice looking card.
I have a theory on what's happening over here. Sorry, as if while this is playing out, I don't think the play is particularly interesting. Could you pull up the hand earlier where South Pass plays King Ace King?
Oh, we have a theory about this as opposed
No,
to
I have a theory on what's happening on this match. So we talked about East West playing an unusual system. They're going to open a lot of hands. Notice that North overcalled one spade over one heart with ace fifth of spades over here and nothing else.
Yeah.
So my theory on what is happening over here is they're just trying to interfere with they're just trying to overcall one spade with practically any excuse with five spades over here. So they've given up any sort of reliability on the one spade overcall. They've given up any sort of quality, like any of the standard rules we have when it comes to overcalling over here. I think I'm not sure this is something we didn't watch the first segment in this match, but I'm not sure this is something they also did in the first segment, or if this is like a new game plan maybe. But that is my theory on what's happening.
That's a really good point, that they might have this agreement that they're going to be very aggressive on overcalling. But if that's the theory, then if we go back to our live hand, then this south hand should accept because they have a real hand.
Probably, yeah. I do agree with that.
So this is all part of systemic agreements and things. But when you have this agreement to open light, you have to invite heavy. When you have an agreement to overcall light, you invite heavy, but you also accept with anything resembling sort of like a more normal overcall. Yeah. So you have to reevaluate what is good based on what you've shown.
I think on the last one, the other hand with the ace fifth overcalling, partner was a passed hand. So the colors were the same on both boards, but I think it is just so critical to take that into account. I think a lot of times we focus on our hand, and it's so relevant whether partner has an opening hand or not. So on the last one, partner passed and we have a 4 count. We should get in there. On this past one, we shouldn't be overcalling on trash just for funsies.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I do wonder, but I still am thinking about that 14 count pass. But the fact that they did not raise spades even, like,
I'm trying not to think about it.
Yeah, no. I'm just wondering what their strategy might be at this point, because these are like, I can tell you, like, I know all of these A players to some degree. These are not like players who've started playing in the last year. They've been playing for a while. They've done well in national events, at least in limited events, if not the Open Plus events. So, like they know it's okay to raise spades. They know this stuff. So I'm just wondering, in an unfamiliar setting, like they're just trying to swing too early.
I think you made a good point about the spades. I think you might be right about that's what's going on. I just wouldn't recommend this style personally. But you may be onto something.
Particularly since we know imps are going to be swinging. Like, you don't have to be crazy this early. Like, just you're still in the try to beat them phase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 45 boards to go.
North 2 heartbit here is a little weird to me. So they're playing multi. This is a very popular convention in Europe, and not really allowed in a lot of the US for reasons that are political. But anyway, the 2 diamonds showed a preempt in one of the majors. Now, I think the North hand should have been 2 spades here, which usually is, I have a good hand for hearts, but if you have a spade bid, like, let's just play 2 spades. Because if your partner does happen to have hearts, you want to be in 4 hearts. So to me, 2 hearts seems a little weird. I mean, your partner is most likely to have spades just based on the probabilities, but there's no reason not to find 4 hearts.
I agree. And then I agree with the 18 count that East has, bidding 2-0. I don't know that 3 diamonds isn't a transferred off heart, right?
It's alerted as non-forcing, and he's pulled it to 3 hearts, which, wow, they pulled it to, they did well to pull it.
Well, but I think it's a transfer, right?
It might be. Maybe they're not on the same page.
I think it should be a transfer.
Absolutely, it should be.
And now, especially after a double of 3 diamonds, I don't know, I might not have doubled 3 diamonds, hoping that they would not be on the same page here. But
perhaps, yeah, I guess North might not Yeah, if North is not planning to double 3 hearts, then probably passing has a lot going for it.
I'm not sure why North isn't doubling 3 hearts, for what it's worth.
I do think
Okay.
they should.
Agreed.
They have I mean,
Ooh.
their partner did show a week 2 bid in spades, presumably in spades, and like you have this in the minors, and like how are they taking any tricks?
I agree. Like
Yeah,
you could even lead a trump, even on a trump lead. It's just like we have like everything in every other suit. Also, look at the other table auction. It looks like more imps are going to be traded.
3 no.
2 spades, pass, and he selected to double with the 18 count. I like to know Trump much more.
Certainly.
Like they basically treated and Tuno Trump was that Lebensaul? Oh,
Yeah.
I see. So maybe East might have been concerned that playing 3 diamonds might not have been great. You know, part of Maine might have 4 diamonds maybe, and maybe this was the plan. They were willing to play 3 clubs, but after 3 diamonds, he decided, well, I might need to pull this 3-no Trump if it's a bad fit. But North is on lead. North has an easy lead, and this is not going to have any tricks.
No,
It was
this
a
is
good
going
double
to be
by North.
very good double.
Yeah, it was really the balancing double is bizarre to me. I think that's where it all kind of went off. I mean, I even bid 2-0 there with a lot of 19 counts, maybe a bad 20 count. Just you don't need to double and bid with 18 or 19 even.
Let me
Well,
see the suit.
Sorry, I was going to say, if we go back to like the first principle here, which is that the south hand's preempt caused problems at every table, right? So even though we have 6 points and we're vulnerable and we might be worried about it, like preempt with the south hand, because east-west are going to get themselves into trouble.
It's so unlikely that they're going to double you for a number when your trumps are so good. That's like, that took me a really long time to learn. Like, I'm still learning that. I've been playing bridge for like 12 years and I'm still learning that, like, if you have a rat, but you have queen, jack, 10, 6 of trumps, that's way better than preempting with like king, 8, 6 of trumps and another outside king or whatever it is. Having good trumps is just far and away so much better.
Ace empty 6 and an ace. Oh.
Yeah.
Also, good rough one with the 10 of hearts by Osato over here. This promotes partners 9 of hearts.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoops.
You don't have any more tricks.
Yeah. So here they're going to go down a bunch, but north-south missed an opportunity to double this. I mean, when you have this type of hand and your opponents are, your opponents are in trouble, you've got to be the one to double. Because we're going to see that this is going to be a big swing based solely on the lack of a double by North here.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 400, and this table is going to be probably...
East-West are done. It's 1100. You can see North is in. They only have tricks. They're actually going to beer.
I see.
Do they get 2 beers for it being a doubled contract?
Well, and it's on defense. It's like 4 beers. Yikes. 400 versus 1100. 700 is like 12. Yeah.
Yeah, I think declare. It's very hard to be a declarer in these situations, but one thing that's really important, particularly when you're playing imps, but always, is just to like forget the fact that you're going down a bunch. You know that. But if you can hold it to 800, it might be a lot of imps. And here, holding it to 800 would have saved a bunch of imps. And I think if they had just gotten rid of a spade from dummy instead of a diamond, they would have had an extra trick in the end position. I didn't follow the entire play, so it's possible that I missed something, but bearing down in those situations where you know bad things are happening is really an important mental component to bridge.
And then completely putting it out of your head. I know this probably comes up every single interesting match where, one side has a horrible result, but the whole don't let one board turn into 2, or usually it's 3 by the time I personally get it in my head, like, okay, just sit there, just sit in your chair. I literally have to say that to myself after a really bad result. You're losing 13 or 16, right? You get to the wrong slam, whatever it is, you pass key card, I don't know. Just move on, because you could just win 16 on the next board,
Yeah.
I sometimes like to go for a walk, get like a glass of water or something.
Totally.
We had Gavin Wolpert yesterday on commentary, and he actually talked about this quite a bit. The ability to just go on from like a bad board or a bad result and just sort of approach an export with a clean slate. He mentioned like it's a struggle at every level, even like at his level where he's playing internationally in the Bermuda Bowl and all that stuff. Like, and that's what separates the best world class bridge players from the rest.
Yeah.
Well, if Gavin's saying it, then it must be wrong. I hope he's not watching.
So, can we bring
No,
up the other
Gavin's
table
great.
for a moment? Let's talk about there was an interesting call of 3-0 Trump over here, a club of heart, and he's look at that hand.
Interesting choice.
I mean, I feel like I might have too much shape to really want to defend one heart doubled. But I still might have started with 2 diamonds or some way to show diamonds.
Well,
But
it's
also-
a low information auction. Let's see,
Yeah.
they're gonna wind up making this. Everything is pretty favorable.
Yeah, spades are 3-3 with the king one side. Diamonds are king jack third on side.
Should West be passing 3-0 Trump?
7, 8, 9. They can take 9 tricks, but they have some entry problems.
I think West has to pass 3-0 personally. Yeah.
Certainly wasn't what this was not West's dream auction when they opened a club.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't think East should be bidding 3-0. If anything, I really like the agreement that after this specific start, 1 minor, 1 major overcall, that bidding 3 of their majors, so here at Club of Heart 3 hearts, is like a transfer to 3-0. So it says, I have a heart stopper and I want you to play it. Like any positional value we have will be better from your side. For instance, if you have Jack and 1 or Queen and a heart, whatever it is, we want this guy on lead. And here that would have allowed West to bid 3 spades. Not necessarily that would have shown 5-6, but like it's at least something.
Yeah.
It helps a little bit.
I'm not a fan of the decision to cash ace of clubs and then play a spade finesse. If I want to repeat the spade finesse twice, I'd rather save the club ace. That's my only entry basically to my own hand.
They sort of severed themselves here in a way that's going to be unhappy.
And they also did pitch a heart on the ace of diamonds. So even if the ace of hearts was on side, which maybe Declare is expecting, if North ever flies to ace of hearts, then it's easy to imagine in a lot of lines that we're just trapping the West. We're just trapping them in the West hand.
They got to 4 spades at the other table.
Yeah, they had a much longer relay.
But going back, I know West isn't happy about how the auction went at this table where they open a club, planning on rebidding spades, but it's 100% a club opener for me. I mean,
yes.
6-5, when you have clubs and spades, you open a club. They used to open I represent the old people in this group. It's very weird for me. It's lovely. But people used to play that they would open 1 club with 5-5 in the blacks.
Mm-hmm. I've heard rumors of this.
I admit it was before my time even, but I do know that it was the thing that was played. But certainly 6-5 in the blacks, you want to open a club and then rebid spades a bunch of times. Usually you will get a chance to if your partner doesn't jump to 3-0 Trump.
What are the odds?
Oh well, this play is oh, I see, we're at the different table. Okay.
Yeah. So the Queen of Hearts, I believe, was led small, and the ace popped out. So you kind of already know what's happening in the heart suit.
Okay.
But then a spade came back, and that was ducked to the 10. And then
that does seem peculiar. I'm not sure why. That's a really deep finesse.
It's a really deep finesse. Maybe they felt like. No, I think we're.
Well, but we do have some work on the club suit to do, and
yeah, but we have heart tricks now. So let's see. I mean, if they just cash it, if they believe that the things are working, can't they? They can take 4 spades, 2 clubs, a diamond, and 2 hearts. That's 1 trick short, isn't it? They could exit.
North South have 3 tricks. They can't build a heart trick.
I think not. No.
I think this is going down because of the low spade play.
Yeah, they needed the fourth spade trick.
Yeah, they needed to play the queen.
Or the fifth spade trick, rather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5 spades and 2 clubs is 7, a diamond, a heart, and a club rough, something like that.
Kind of need a spades to be what they are right now. You might, I guess, maybe
Oh,
try
well-
a small diamond, maybe south flies to king, but I don't see that happening.
Sorry, I was still in 3 no trump. Yeah, we're in 4 hearts.
We're in
4 spades.
4 spades, yeah.
To play 4 spades was interesting since 3 clubs showed 5-5 or longer in spades and clubs.
Gotcha. Was 4 diamonds the start of a sign-off?
Mulberry kind of sequence.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's mulberry sequence, okay.
I mean, I do agree, honestly, with playing 4 spades. With the East hand, knowing that partner's 5-5. Did they go down in 3 now? Or they made it?
They made it. They actually kind of made a nice exit. After playing the clubs to begin with, they exited in clubs, which sort of forced South to do something.
That makes sense.
And South had no plays to make other than to cash their plays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's happening over here. The 10 of hearts is not good. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, it feels like
now North can actually just play the king of diamonds. They have a diamond exit. They can exit with a spade. Maybe we were supposed to a small club. Oh wait, North might actually. What happens?
well, this is going to go down.
This is really fun. This is really fun. So if West exits with a small club, that's the best they can do.
Oh, because North is totally unplayed. That's cute.
Yeah, and they like I was about to say just they can pitch the queen of clubs, but they cannot. They have to follow.
Right. But I mean, we're talking about down 2 versus down 3.
Yeah, and yeah. This is. I wonder if I
undoubled. When you're doubled, down 2 versus down 3, focus a lot on. But when you're undoubled, down 2 in a freely bid game, down 2 versus down 3 is not going to be the big factor.
Yeah, and that's going to be more in Sriram. Of course, they're playing in 3 no trump, and 3 no trump played pretty well.
Yeah, I kind of like how they played it in 3 no trump. It was an interesting. It's an interesting declare play problem because of all the transportation issues, but they managed to make it work.
I would love to see how they played it. A bit later.
Yeah, there's not a lot of lulls in Junior Bridge.
We're averaging almost 7 imps exchanged per board in this match.
Oh, did you just count it?
It's 163. And it's
you mean like? Sorry, I meant. Oh, you're putting the first segment. Yep.
Yeah.
So with 4-4 in the majors, opening the bidding, you bid up the line. Is that right? I'm just trying to make sure.
So their spade opening promises 5 spades. Their heart opening promises 4 hearts and 8 to 11 points. So, like I said, they this is basically like just robots. Like, if you meet these conditions, you bid this. The suit quality and like other factors, vulnerability does not matter in the equation. They have 8 to 11 high card points. Check. They have 4 hearts. Check. They open a heart.
We have yet to see a match point score that would not be a top or a bottom, for what it's worth.
And now they're in relay territory. 2 clubs, of course, being an artificial game force. If I've caught on to their system, I believe 2 diamonds shows clubs now at this point. Please tell me I'm wrong.
Well, let's see. 3 no trump certainly seems like the normal spot to get to.
Well, West did bid it.
You play all the system and then you jump to 3 no trump. I mean, what's going on?
We were promised slower bridge. Can you hover over the alert of 2 diamond stars? Did it show 4 clubs, if I'm not mistaken? Oh, 4 spades. Oh wait, was it? Oh, 2 spades 2 spades is clubs, I believe. Yeah. Wait, so could they have had like a major fit? Wait, that's peculiar. They could have had East could have had a 5-card major, 5 hearts maybe.
I guess West with the 4-3-3 figured just bid
But
3 now.
there is a bit of concern in clubs. Maybe I would want to take it a bit slower. I think if I have the ability to do so.
Yeah, this seemed like an unnecessarily fast auction.
We should duck this club. Oh, we should have ducked that club.
Hearts is the danger suit, so you don't really want to duck a club to north.
It's more for saving transportation, right? The entire transportation is really bad. Maybe we're supposed to duck a club to begin with.
That's a fair point.
Because
like
we
a club
do
to
have
the 8.
diamonds. Yeah, a club to the 8 would have been a club to the 8 is a perfect play in my opinion. Because like if South has the ace of spades and the ace of hearts, like we might not. I mean, like it'll be ugly to play.
I feel like maybe we should be playing a spade at trick 2.
Knock out the ace. That there's a strong opinion. There's a strong argument for that too. I agree.
But I would much rather play a spade towards the queen jack than play the queen. So I don't know. All right, this is.
Well, now declare can cash out.
Yeah.
I think North was probably supposed to hold up a couple times in spades and make them guess, but
I agree.
At some point they just have to queen of spades and a spade to the king, basically.
Of course, South could also have ace doubleton, so you might need to protect against that too.
Yeah. I mean, you have to guess what to do if they hold up in the first spade.
How's the other table playing it? So it looks like
both aces on side. Nothing was going to matter much.
It looks like they've just been attacking diamonds the entire time. They did decide to knock out the ace of spades early.
Yeah, and they ran the 10 of clubs, which was a nice play.
Yep.
So they're just cold now.
Yeah, they're cold with the clubs coming in.
Yeah, 10 of clubs is the play, right? That's better than small to the 8 because you can catch stiff honor on your left.
Yeah, they did a kind of weird hold-up play here where I'm not sure they needed to. I think it sort of ruined any squeeze potential by not holding on to the 4th diamond.
I believe 2 hearts is some sort of race to 2 spades. This might be what we talked about, where 2 hearts is either like a weak spade race or a game forcing spade race. Actually, maybe the game forcing bit goes through a different sequence, and 1 spade, 2 spades might be invitational. Sarah, could you hover over the 2 hearts just to make sure I'm on the same page? Good or bad spade race? So this is the bad spade race, I assume.
What
does good spade race mean?
Yeah.
I think game forcing is my understanding.
Okay. So when they start with the relay, it denies a fit. Like a 3-card support.
Yeah, I was actually just wondering that myself. I would guess if the end goal is they want to play spades, then they probably go through 2 hearts. Whereas if they're maybe considering a different strain like no trump, or if they're considering maybe they have their own suit or a side suit they might be interested in, they might go through relay.
Gotcha.
I do kind of like this gadget of all the gadgets I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, 1 spade, 2 spades being invitational is, I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Keep things nice and low.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about?
But also make it harder for them to come in.
Yeah.
Small spade lead from ace king forward.
Gotta catch that stiff queen from partner, you know.
Whenever I lead the ace from this, I always do wind up catching the stiff queen, so I understand the having been burned.
Yep.
Looks like a game chart at the other table.
Ooh, so imps are going to be swung. How will this play? The clubs are a bit frozen, but they can pitch 1. They can pitch a club on a heart.
Yeah.
You just have
a club on a heart and lose I think they have to go down one. They have to lose
Yeah.
a
Two
club,
spades.
2 spades, and a diamond.
They might lose 2 diamonds based on how they played. If they try like a diamond to the queen and then a diamond to the 10 back, which is not unreasonable.
I'm not sure about the game try. The hand looks better than it is, I think. I mean, 5-2-2-4 is kind of gross, but unless you catch partner with something like ace, queen, fifth of clubs, and the ace of spades or something like that, I mean, that's already a huge hand. I don't see.
Oh, ace queen fifth of clubs, you said. Okay. I thought you said fifth of spades.
I mean, it just seems like we're losing a spade, 1 or 2 clubs, and like 1 or 2 in the reds, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it feels a little aggressive.
Partner just needs too much. Like, given, like, if we can only really afford to lose 1 spade, and now that's already 3 or 4 of partners 6 to 10, 5 to 10. So I think it's
Right.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only possible thing would be like king, queen, jack or king, queen, fourth of diamonds, king of spades.
I mean, even if we gave our partner the queen of clubs in addition to what they have, it's still not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't like what Declare did just now. So we saw the low spade lead, then 3 hearts pitching a club, sure. There might have been a spade played earlier. No, the lead was a spade. And I did like what Declare did initially playing the diamonds because there is now a risk of you getting tapped because now you have no protection in clubs or hearts. So, and especially given the way the spade lead happened, the small spade to the 7 and 8, it feels like it's not unreasonable to think that South might have actually just started with ace king fourth. So now I think if like Declare plays ace of spades and now just decides to play a heart, it gets like we've not set up our diamond suit over here.
Yeah, I see. At the other table, I went spade, heart, cash 1 heart, and now spade.
Yeah, Sal's in a good position here to play the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and another club.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that would certainly create a problem for Declarer.
Yeah. Like Kai initially played the queen of diamonds and decided to cover the king, and I thought he was en route to like trying to set up the diamond suit before pulling trumps, which would have been a really good strategy in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was a little worried about someone roughing with a 4 of spades, which is sort of reasonable, but
Perhaps, but I'm not really too worried about that because I am still setting up my suit at the end of the day. That's basically what I'm trying to do because it does feel like spades are 4-1 given the opening lead and how it played out. Like is North really ducking with I mean I guess maybe North is like King Doubleton and was scared to put up the king. That is a possibility.
yeah.
But I think more often than not, you're probably just going to see an honor from the North hand. Oh, but playing the Jack of Diamonds solves basically all the problems.
Oh yeah, they cashed the wrong things.
Yeah. I mean, it might have been unclear what was happening with the Queen of Diamonds to the King. Or maybe he thought he was getting end played. Possibly, he might not have realized that the East had started with 2 clubs to begin with.
Yeah, that's fair. If they had started with 2 clubs to begin with,
Then what he would have done would have been a reasonable play, like give partner King 10 fourth of diamonds instead, maybe. And what do you call it? And East might have been 5-2-3-3, and what he did would have been a pretty good play.
yeah, that's fair. Some of these end positions are very hard to work out at the table because you have to guess the shape, and certainly against this East-West pair, you never exactly know what the shape is.
Cyrus points out in Twitch chat, breaking news, Richard Jing is on lead against a double part score and did not need a trump. He did not have a trump was the second statement. Okay, that makes more sense.
Hey, that's a man after my father's heart. My father would always lead a trump against a double part score if he had one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, always. You lead a trump and then you look at your hand.
All right. So are we playing for stiff king with North, or are we playing for stiff jack with South? At the second table, probably stiff jack with South, I think, given how the play's gone.
You can probably tell it's just impossible, right?
Oh yeah, you can. There's only one club outstanding.
Yeah.
So spade past no trump. This is the first time in a while that East West have not got involved in the auction, and I'm saying that as I just look and notice that East might actually just make a takeout double and cause more annoyance.
So the North hand is a classic problem type. I don't mind 3 hearts natural and invitational on these types of hands.
Definitely. That's one of my favorite kind of agreements.
Yeah.
The question is if they have that available.
So
It seems
they go through 1-0 and then jump to 3 hearts. Okay.
I especially like it because so you have kind of 2 ways to do it, right? 1 spade, 3 hearts, and then you also have this auction, which doesn't always pan out correctly, but you can have 1 show a doubleton spade and 1 deny a doubleton spade, so that if partner does have 6 spades, like he's 6-4 in spades and clubs or something like that, you get to the right spot. So what is the right spot here?
We saw Adam swing on the last board. That was keeping with our average. Got to keep that average up.
Yeah. Look at the trump splits on both of the majors here.
It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just a very normal, you're going to get too high board and something.
I'm not sure. I guess you are because you just have too many clubs to get rid of. But it's almost making 4 spades. I mean, if the spades are remotely friendly.
Ooh. So this is an interest. I don't know that you can pass 3 spades here.
I took that as forcing.
I 100%. Yeah, I remember a friend telling me forever ago, we don't correct part scores. If we move from one part score to another in an auction like this, it is forcing.
Particularly on the 3 level. On the 2 level, you can get away with it.
Right? Sure.
But on the 3 level, if you didn't want to accept the invitation, your partner is inviting you in hearts, you pass.
I feel like South intended it as forcing.
I think South intended it as forcing too.
It seems like I think they actually had a reasonable plan. Like they probably they started with the 2 club rebid rather than rebidding some number of spades, sort of like temporizing, and then if partner corrects back, we can now sort of just blast game.
Yeah, I love the 2 club bid. I think that's a clear choice. And then I like 3 spades because I think 3 spades is forcing. So here, I mean, maybe they're on the same page because it turns out going low on these 2 on this combination is fine.
I mean, looking at the north-south, just looking at the north-south hands in isolation, do you want to be in game or not?
Definitely.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess you do.
In both, in either major, I do.
Yeah, you do. You're right. Everything happens to be bad today, but
probably I would prefer 4 spades, but I mean, just because there's no diamond, I'm not worried about diamonds too much, but
no, yeah, I'd completely agree with the auction. I like the 3 spade bid because partner may still have a doubleton spade or stiff queen or stiff 10, and if not, they'll rebid 4 hearts, or they'll bid 3 no, or they'll bid 4 diamonds, and we'll just go to 4 hearts. We have the stiff jack of hearts.
Meanwhile, at the secondary table, North elected to game force with the North hand, and it's an interest, and the auction timed out in a different way, where North showed hearts and diamonds, and South felt like they could bid 3 no trump, but
I feel like this is not going to go well.
I don't think either. I don't think anyone's making. We might see no imp swung on this board, which is a shocker to everyone.
Oh no, our average.
Actually, 3 spades has chances, right? Because they're only in 3.
Oh right, they didn't get to game. Yeah.
So they have to lose a club. They're going to make this, I think.
They're going to do better than that. They're going to make 4.
No, don't they still have to lose the queen of spades?
Oh yeah. Oh, the queen of spades is out. Excuse me. Yes, thank you.
But yeah, they're going to make 3. So they did very well to violate our principles. And maybe they have the agreement that it can be pat. You never know what people agree, but
I
for those
would-
of you who are watching,
I would not
I-
want to. I would not want to stop short of game with the South hand. That's all I'll say.
yeah. So I think that the lesson point, and I'm a teacher more than a player. The lesson point is certainly that three spades should be forcing, and bridge is a game where sometimes doing the wrong thing winds up with a good result, but we want to try to do the thing that's going to work in the long run.
That's how I've won events in the past.
So I lied. We are going to see some imp swung on this board, but probably not our normal amount.
We got a club lead, the 8 of clubs lead.
The unbid suit, of course.
That was unfortunate, sort of.
I absolutely would have let a diamond when.
I mean, we do have Jack to 9/5. North's
I
kind
would've-
of.
Yeah. I
When
would
they
let
deal
that-
you a 3-card run and dummy's the one that
Yeah.
did it.
I'm with you. I would have led the Jack of Diamonds.
Yeah.
How is this going to play? What happens if we duck this? I think the best thing East can honestly do is duck this. Like the 8 of clubs looks like it's 8-3. Maybe it might be 10-8-3 if that's, or 8-6-3 or something if that is a permissible holding. If that's what they would lead the 8 from.
I
But
think if you lead the 8 from 8-6-3, you got to play the 6 on the next one.
perhaps, probably. Well, 8-3-2 perhaps. Oh no, the 2 was just played, so yeah. So I think East will actually do really well to duck this, and then it sort of becomes a problem. Now Declare might take a spade finesse into the Jack and Queen, because, I mean, well done by
Okay.
East.
Ooh, we got a strong diamond auction going at this main table. What was artificial
no,
game?
the game forcing 4 hearts.
Oh, with 4 hearts. Okay.
Yeah.
2 clubs was
Uh-oh.
Asking.
Oh, no. Sorry. I thought I missed a...
No, they're
Okay,
4
okay,
clubs. So
Well, they have a big heart fit.
was 2 clubs a heart fit?
no, 2 clubs is just asking. They're asking.
They're
I don't.
missing 2 aces and on a spade finesse, and
Yep.
have spade problems. Not on this spade layout, for what it's worth.
I actually have a tip for all the viewers who are watching this, because we can see now that North is double 2 clubs, South is double 2 diamonds. It is like there are a lot of precision players who play relay systems. I'm one of them. And one of the things I do not recommend is doubling the relay auctions, especially this early on, unless especially if you cannot overcall the suit yourself. The reason why is one, there, a lot of people talk about bidding and against precision players, to put them out of their comfort zone. So now they have to, instead of playing their relay system or mech light system, they now have to switch their interference dealing structure, which might be less well defined. But double does not take them away from their comfort zone. They're still in the relay, and in fact, if anything, you're just giving them more space, because now pass means something, redouble means something. You've given them more space to relay it and get their auction across done at a much lower level. And you also get the option, and also they might have the opportunity to redouble, especially if you like to double with King Queen 4th or something. All of a sudden, they might actually just have Ace Jack 5th or something over that, and you're just going for a number. I actually saw this happen in the Werner pairs earlier this year, where Richard and Brent, who play a relay structure, against 2 players who have actually won national championships in the past. They got a top playing 1 hard redouble because the Auctionman club passed a hard double redouble, and they made 5 or something ridiculous. So if you want to interfere against the relay structure, you got to do it by bidding a suit. Do not double.
Unless you have a hand like the North hand, for what it's worth.
Yeah. I mean, but maybe there's an argument. Maybe you should have started with the 2 clubs. You should have started by overcalling 2 clubs.
Well, they could have overcalled 2 clubs. Yes, they could have done that.
Yeah.
But they are red against white, so I don't
Yeah.
blame them for choosing this path.
Yeah. I would not double with the South hand. You're just helping them. You're just helping the opponents more than you're helping partner, I think, at this point.
Well, the only reason that it's slightly safe to double with the South hand is they do have 10/3 of clubs too, so they can retreat to clubs if they try to play 2 diamonds redoubled.
Perhaps, but do they expect the 2 clubs double to be this good? Perhaps, maybe.
If they've been listening to you,
Perhaps.
So let's see. East is at a point where I think they have to choose whether to end play dummy or end play declarer. They've chosen to end play dummy.
Yeah, but what about Ace of Hearts and another heart?
Yeah, then they just cash out their last.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
very
it's
close.
yeah. Yep. Then
They would have done better to end play declarer. It turns out.
Mhm.
By playing Ace of Clubs in a club rather than King of Diamonds in a diamond, but it's like one under trick or something. I don't think they could see the down one by doing what they're doing here, and I think that's a very reasonable thing to do. Is when you see down one, take it.
Cyrus is an update for us. Remember we talked about how there was a doubled part score and he did not lead a trump? It turns out they went down 6. I still do not know what the hand is or what the contract is, but I will have to take a peek at that later.
Did you say that was Rory?
No, so they're playing against Team Zheng, which is William Shen, Li Xing Zheng, and they're playing with Tom Yi and Vasisht. So it's actually people who actually went to Georgia Tech for the most part, and like they started playing bridge like at the Georgia Tech Bridge Club, much like myself.
Which is great. It's great to see some people coming into bridge through college bridge programs, and in my other job, I'm on the ACBL Educational Foundation. I'm the program chair, and
I knew I missed something in your introduction.
But we've tried to work and help support all the great work you guys are doing at Georgia Tech and at other clubs around the country.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it a lot.
We've been doing at Michigan, at U of M. Cecilia Ehrlichman, she came and has a ton of energy and really got things going. I work for U of M, which there's a lot of red tape around staff members doing things with students. So it was really helpful to have Cecilia and also Feng Ching, who's on the Chen team, in this event. It's been wonderful. I mean, we've had 20 or 25 people come through this semester, and we've had an average of like 12 or 13 each meeting. So
that's great.
Yeah, I'm hoping we see some of those players, in 5 or 6 years, like where these guys are, where the Georgia Tech guys are.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see, and we're trying to, everyone wants more people, more bridge players, more young bridge players, more old bridge players. Just continuing the game and sharing why we love it, because it's something that is you could talk about endlessly. I mean, all of these deals have been great, in part because no one's ever done a normal thing. But hey, we got to the same contract on this one, so we finally found a kind of normal spot.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that North doubled for clubs and South actually had the opportunity to play clubs twice and chose not to play a club, and now it's bye club trade.
Yeah, I mean, South, I think, correctly diagnosed that their only hope was North having a singleton diamond. It wasn't super likely.
No, actually, that was not possible. East shaped out in the auction. East was declaring and told everyone they were 3-4, 3-3.
Yeah, so it felt like a situation where South should probably cash out, but whatever. Over tricks not important in this form of scoring.
I agree.
This is really going to hurt our imp per board average.
Yeah, we're going to have a total push because they didn't cash out at the other table either.
At the secondary table, we saw, I mean, it's the same hand, but over here, West elected to open a strong diamond. Over a spade overcall, we kind of talked about it briefly, but do you think it's worth taking a call with the North hand?
No, I wouldn't. It's a good poker hand, but other than that, I think just three small.
Is that what you teach at U of M?
Yeah. But if you have all 4 9s, 4 of a kind is what you want. 3 small spades is the death holding. 3 small diamonds is also horrible. I know I talked a lot about having a good trump suit, but I don't think it's worth it. If you're even close to game or anything, partner's going to come in. And otherwise, we're just setting ourselves up for disaster.
I'm with you. If partner had been a dealer in past, I would probably stick in 2 clubs, but you don't want partner believing you when you have this hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get partner a random 14 count with a small doubleton club or a stiff club, and you get way too
Yeah.
So one spade is your negative responsive, I believe, to a diamond opening. One heart is a game forcing response. I have not really understood why they don't play the next step as a negative. Cyrus, if you could just confirm by clicking on the spade, or if it shows anything else beyond just 0-6, 0-7, maybe 0-3. Okay, they have multiple ways to reject.
7,
It's
10.
10, so
That-
narrow range to narrow down.
I really hate my hand. Okay. 7, 14, 21, 22. Do you have 3?
Yeah, it's sort of like
Yeah.
invitational.
So this is the same auction of 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 no, basically. That's what this auction is.
high.
Yeah.
And he's
Except-
just going to accept, probably.
Yeah, and except West also happens to know that we're not going that they don't have any slam potential because 2 diamonds. Because in this case, the 2 diamonds equivalent was limited.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or
And-
some people play 2 hearts as a negative if you have.
Sure. So
Sorry,
so it's actually
sorry,
2 club 2 hearts plus equivalent.
And if West had 19, 20, 21, or even a bad 22 or something, possibly could have gotten out in 1 no.
Yeah, that would have been a nice a nice system win.
Mm-hmm.
Only 1 imp swung on the last board.
Brutal. What
Killing
point
us.
was that? 28.
How many? What number are we getting to here?
30.
Just 30. Okay.
We're averaging 6.36.
That's quick math.
That's a calculator.
I was giving you the credit. I could see you were typing in the calculator.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have another repeat.
Well, these chose not to stamen, which I have to assume they probably had some sort of stamen kind of action available. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I would stamen. I don't see the reason not to.
Yeah. You have 4 clubs. You're not really concerned about the double of 3 clubs. And why go down in 3 no when they lead a diamond if you have a heart fit?
Yeah.
And at the other table, they also chose not to use stamen.
A lot of stamen hate among juniors.
Contagious.
It's really funny because this was also a trend I think I called out yesterday. I think there were like maybe 3 or 4 matches in which like it probably was an equivalent, like 2-0, 3-0, or something along those terms. And it's not like they had like extras where it's like 3-0 Trump is easily making just based on high card point strength. It was like these kind of deals, and they were just skipping 3-0 Trump. And I'm just now wondering, do people learn stamen over 2-0 Trump, or if there is some new meta change which I'm not familiar with.
I do think that it's in the junior meta to not bid stamen as much as possible. Everyone loves playing 3 no.
Yeah, but I think that you made a good point that when you have, let's say your partner did this and you had like a 7 count or an 8 count, you might just say, forget it, we'll play in 3-0 and bad splits won't hurt us.
Sure.
When you have an excess of high card points. And the other time that you would typically not use stamen is if your hand is 4-3-3, or you're honor doubleton or something where you really didn't think that your roughing was going to be worth it. But certainly these hands don't fit any of those markers for why you wouldn't use stamen.
Yeah,
I blame the robots.
My small cards take tricks because they're trumps. That's much better. Your hands play much better if you can take tricks with your small cards, not just your big cards.
That's a very nice way of thinking about it.
So, given that we don't have a heart fit, this is just making, right?
Yeah, this is making. Both tables actually took a similar line of play. So at both tables, the lead was a club. And of course, you have 5 club tricks, 2 spades, and a diamond. Where's trick number 9? Both tables are attacking hearts. And as we can see, at the main table, they played a heart to the king, which lost to the ace. And they managed to play the spots in a way where the 4 of clubs could be played to the 5 of clubs later. And they played a heart towards the jacks, basically playing for either the ace of hearts with south or the queen of hearts with north. And they're going to be rewarded for that. Of course, the opponents do not break open diamonds the entire time. And we're seeing a similar thing happen over here at this table. at the secondary table.
Yeah.
Let's see if they preserve that. Let's see if they preserve those spots. It looks like they're en route to it.
I remember about
Yeah, very nice, careful play.
something like 8 years ago, there was a junior training camp before the trials for like Istanbul, maybe juniors in Istanbul. And Michael and Debbie were running the show along with some help, but they set up 4 or 5 hands just as part of the camp. And one of them felt really innocuous, or it felt like the lesson was in the bidding, but you get to a slam and you have to, the opponents lead something or whatever it was, and you have to like save the 2 to be able to get to the 5 later, like much later in the hand. And it was, I mean, at the time it was mind blowing, right? I had been playing bridge for like 2 or 3 years, and I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's a common bridge master theme.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Well, it speaks well to the quality of play that they both got this right.
Yeah.
What's your cat's name?
This is Aggie because he is an aggressive mofo. He's actually being quite cute right now, but we have a sweater on him, which keeps him really calm. He, if he's not clothed, he kind of bullies one of the other cats, so we keep him in clothes almost all the time.
I'm afraid to ask the follow-up question of how many cats?
We have 4.
Ooh.
I know. It was not on purpose. I got 2 because they were brother and sister and they were little kittens. And then Aggie was a foster failure a few years later. And then my boyfriend also had a cat before we met. So, yeah. I'm a crazy cat couple now.
All right.
I did not realize you were a cat lady to that.
I like dogs better. I don't really know how this happened. Michael, you have a newborn, don't you?
I do.
Oh, I didn't realize. Congratulations.
Thank you. We have a newborn and a dog. So when I do my lectures, I have lots of like slideshow stuff where I just have pictures of them to keep people paying attention. And so the crowd doesn't turn against me when I say things like we open 12 counts now. Because sometimes I can get the crowd to turn against me when I try to push them a little too much in the modern direction. Without a baby picture. All right, so we saw a push on the last board, and this board. Oh,
it looks like a quick auction at one table, and meanwhile, West is going to show their 4x1, and East actually might decide not to play in 3-note trump, diagnosing ace-4 of hearts opposite a potential stiff. Maybe they go to 4 spades?
So South has a lead problem.
Mm-hmm.
At the other table, they did not find the Jack of Hearts lead, but even if they do, the suit blocks.
Yeah.
That's kind of
interesting.
funky.
You actually can set up the 8.
Yeah.
I do not know if that's my plan is declare, but yes, that is possible on the layout.
I have to admit, I would have led a diamond again. Just anytime you ask me, I'm going to lead the Jack of Diamonds. On a statement auction where they've got the majors, my major suit leads aren't I mean, the Jack of Hearts is a fine lead, but I would lead the Jack of Diamonds before I lead a club. Maybe I just play too many match points, though. I don't know.
I think I would have just led the Jack of Hearts. It feels the most passive lead. I mean, I didn't know that the opener has 4 hearts, but it's passive, and I'm probably not giving any free finesse to declare that they were not entitled to.
Mm-hmm.
You both make good points. I think it's a good thing to note for those of you that Julie didn't misspeak when she said she'd lead the Jack of Diamonds, that's a common kind of false card to lead the Jack from Jack empty. I know some people really like it. So certainly here, you could lead any of 4 Jacks.
Oh, good poker hand again.
An even better poker hand.
Yeah, I might lead the 9 of diamonds, I guess. Or, I mean, any diamond is fine.
I like the Jack. I think that's the card that's going to get declared to do some bad things a lot of the time.
How did the Queen of
or
Hearts
having
hold?
the 9 is less appealing.
How did the Queen of Hearts hold? Did North voluntarily play a small heart?
North didn't get on lead. I think they played a small heart towards the
Queen, and it held. Oh, I see. Maybe North is trying to retain some control in the suit, and is worried. I don't
I
understand.
mean, yeah, North does have a problem in the suit with King empty fourth.
Fifth.
King empty fifth, sorry. Thank you.
Oh, they finally got to 3-0 at the main table.
They said, "Oh my god, all of that," and they actually chose to play 3-0. I don't know if I agree with the decision to play 3-0. I mean, there is a hard weakness, but maybe you're just banking them, and you know they're going to lead a hard probably just because that's Dummy's short suit with the high frequency.
Yeah.
Like the auction told them to lead a hard.
Well, East knew that the 8 and 7 of hearts were really big cards.
They always are.
Yeah,
They always
I guess.
are.
And partner having the Queen of Hearts is probably one of the biggest cards they could have in this layout.
They could have the king.
Yes, the king. It's one of, not the biggest card.
One of the 2 biggest cards.
Let's rank it though. You know, where does it rank?
Yeah. But I mean, it's going to behave favorably. Diamonds 3-3, spades.
Yeah, and the Declare can just keep ducking this and take 2 heart tricks later.
What if?
Oh yeah.
What if a club had come back? Does that cause
that would have been a nice play.
But then what's the follow up? Let's say we play small in our hand, and then South is on lead. Now they kind of have to. Let's say they play a hard, just because they don't really have a great exit.
Yeah,
Jack
now
is
you can set up a heart trick by manually.
I mean, yeah, but oh wait, we played Jack Queen King small. Okay, I see.
Hmm.
So yeah, 10 of Hearts does not work as a play. So we might have to play like the Jack of Spades or something in this position, and then it gets really interesting for Declare what to do. I mean, all paths lead to victory, but
Yeah, 3-3 spades sort of ends it, and the very interesting heart cards.
so we're ducking a spade
Okay.
to North, which
They
seems
can
good.
afford to take a club finesse if they play back a club. Actually, it doesn't need to. I guess.
I wonder if maybe we were supposed to stick in the Jack of Spades is out.
I wonder really if North was not supposed to come back a heart.
That too.
It certainly cost them a trick here because now Declare can just test the 2 long suits and see that they're
Yeah,
both splitting.
they're kind of just going to get the
3-3.
rest.
And now no club finesse needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking just because you have so much information. You know, Declare has exactly 4 hearts. You know, Partners presumably has Jack 10.
Well, did they know that Declare had 4 hearts? No, they didn't. West End was the one which was describing itself. East was hidden the entire time. They didn't have a statement auction.
Right. Sorry, I thought East had shown.
But
West.
I still do agree with your point that we're probably not supposed to play a hard because we are trying to set it at the end of the day. And even if we catch a hard, like what's the follow up?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I might need to play club for partner in a lot of these positions.
Yeah.
And then our 8 of hearts is probably not going away. And if it does, then we probably were not setting it anyways.
All right. Well, we saw this match get closer.
Yeah. 39 is not much.
58-41, and now it's a 39 imp margin. Ooh, Juan and Zheng have tied the second set, 27-27. So that still remains a 59 imp game, 59 imp match. Kolesnik building on their lead against Shen, slowly but surely. Young with another big set against Brezak, so they are in really good position to move on. And then, what do you call it? How are U21 matches looking?
Not the closest, but not that far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's a depressingly low scoring set in the 6th match.
15-3. Is that match is over at 15-3? They're gonna get
15 boards. That is an average of about 1 imp per board. That is not junior bridge, and that you can see 15 out of 15 done in open and closed room.
Yeah, they're
towards
going
the
to get kicked
right.
into the they're going to get kicked into the open at that rate.
That is good, but that's about 3 imps per board for their whole first half. It's a little over 3, which is really good bridge.
Mhm.
Generally.
It certainly can be an indicator of very good bridge. It can be an indicator, yeah. I mean, are they all playing the same boards?
Yes, all 6 matches are playing the same boards.
Yeah, so we saw 130 imps swung on this. Sorry, we saw just 100.
97, 99.
Right, 99 imps swung on the same set of boards as 18. So don't say that this was a boring set, right? Like it just depends on where you were watching.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, good picking of tables.
Yep.
So I think I am not doing any more sets today.
Today that is correct, but we'll be having you again on later. I think with that, we're probably going to be taking a short break. Thanks so much, Julie, for joining us today. We're going to be having you again shortly. And Michael, I think I'll be seeing you again for the next set.
Tomorrow, I think.
Yes, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh, yes. All right. So, yep. Thanks to both of you for joining us in commentary today.
Yeah, thanks for setting this all up. This is fantastic. I
Yep.
sent links and everything to the U of M players like Go Cheer on Cecilia and Feng Chong, and I'm so happy you guys are able to host all this.
Yeah, thank you. You guys are doing a great job.
All right. Anything you want to plug before we go back to a break?
Julie,
Not
you
me.
have anything? Well, I'll plug 2 things then. I'll plug the ACBL Educational Foundation, which has helped make some of this possible. Check us out. Lots of volunteer opportunities in addition to fundraising and stuff like that we do. And also, if you have questions about bridge, go to larryco.com. I work for Larry Cohen behind me. We have lots of free articles and quizzes and lots of fun things. And we have a new website that we're excited about.
All right, great. And if I want to check out the ACBL Education Foundation, how do I do that?
It is acblef.org.
All right, fantastic. All right, thanks so much, you two. I think we're probably going to be taking a longer break. Cyrus, when does gameplay resume?
We'll be back in a little over an hour, so at about 20 minutes past the hour. We'll be back with the 3rd and 4th sets of knockouts for today.
Cool.
I'm going to be focusing on the USA1 matches for that, so stay tuned.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.